Some of you will know from my last video that I've been getting my basic white boy on with some pumpkin spice 4 recipes. So let's get into this high protein pumpkin spice and apple loaf. So for this recipe we will need apples of your choice, baking powder, pumpkin pie spice mix, fat-free Greek yogurt, sugar-free maple syrup, egg white, coconut flour, stevia, 2 whole eggs, protein isolate powder and some oat flour. Okay everyone, so first we're going to start off with the dry ingredients. We're going to use 1 cup of the oat flour that I mentioned. Now then we're going to want to use 21 grams of the coconut flour. So as you can see, I've got my scales here. 6 grams of the stevia. So what we're doing here first is we're mixing all the dry ingredients, then we're going to put all the wet ingredients together and mix them up. Next we're going to go for 2 scoops of an isolate protein powder. You can use isolate or concentrate if you like. Now I've gone for the vanilla flavor. As I always state, I just tend to use vanilla majority of the time when I'm cooking. You can use any flavor that you want, but again, because we're doing apple and cinnamon, I would only recommend using a vanilla base or a cinnamon flavored protein powder. Next, 2 teaspoons of the baking powder. 2 teaspoons of our pumpkin spice mix. And just to help with that little bit of sweetness as well, we're actually going to add in the secret ingredient of a little bit of cinnamon sugar. So just 1 teaspoon of cinnamon sugar. Thankfully, when we're using a small amount like this, it's not really going to add a lot of calories to the overall product, especially when you're considering that this recipe makes 8 servings. Now I've got all of our dry ingredients, just want to give them a quick little mix up here. And then we're just going to pop this off to the side, and then we're going to measure out our wet ingredients. So for our wet ingredients, we want 1 teaspoon of the olive oil. This is going to help keep the bread nice and moist. And then we're going to want 1/4 cup of our sugar-free maple syrup. Again, this is great. It's going to give it some nice moisture to it. It's going to give it like lots of sweetness, and it's all sugar-free. Going to use our 2 large eggs. Then we're going to use 3 tablespoons of egg whites. So this is going to help increase the protein content as well as give it good texture. And then last we're going to go for 112 grams of natural Greek yogurt. Scale, and let's get this in there. Then we want to get a whisk, and we just want to gently mix all of this up together until you have a nice, I guess like a nice milky kind of consistency. Okay, so then what I have here is my 200 grams of apple, and I'm actually just going to mix this into here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pour that liquid and then just all into the dry mix, and then we're just going to fold that in for a couple of minutes.
If you say fold in one more time.
It says fold it in!
Now, while you're doing this, or before you start doing this, make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Once we have our loaf tin all set, we're just going to pour the mixture Last time I made this recipe, I did it with just the pumpkin spice. I made this a couple of times because obviously I want to make it and perfect it for you guys. But then I had all of these apples left over from the orchard farm that I went to, the apple farm, and thought, hey, what's just as seasonal as pumpkin spice? Well, how about spiced apple, mulled apple and things like that, you know? So I thought, why not double up those nutrients, get some extra vitamins in there, and just throw in that extra little bit of autumn taste. Okay everybody, so now the oven is preheated. We're gonna pop this in there for just 25 minutes. So set a time in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So now it might taste great, it might look great, but what are the macronutrients? Because at the end of the day, that's what's really important to a lot of us. Well, for one serving of this pumpkin loaf, or apple and pumpkin loaf, there is 155 calories, 3.7 grams of fat, 19.6 grams of carbohydrates, and 12.3 grams of protein as well. So like I said, guys, it's a great snack whether you want to use it as a snack or as a dessert. Now don't forget to let me know what you guys actually think about this recipe down in the comments section below. Like I said, if you actually take the apples out of it, it's going to be lower in calories and lower in carbohydrates. And I did it that way before and it tastes just as great. Smash the like button if you like this video, and for more video recipes like these, don't forget to check out this video here, or for more fitness content, check out this link here. I look forward to catching up with you guys. Smash the subscribe button and I'll see you on that next one.